Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, everyone. Um, Today, we're going to have our lesson for grade 7 mathematics. So, allow me to share my screen because I have prepared a PowerPoint presentation for our topic. So, I hope that you would learn and you would gain something from our lesson today. Okay, so we will start. So quarter one, module one is Introduction to Sets by yours truly. Before we're going to start, I'd like to read the disclaimer. This PowerPoint presentation was compiled and put together by the subject teacher, yours truly, and was taken from the module developed by the Department of Education Region 10 under the leadership of their regional director, Dr. Arturo B. Bayukot, CESO 3, with the office address at Zone 1 DepEd Building, Masterson Avenue, Upper Balulang, Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines. So let me just check for a while. Let me double check something because I think my just check something before we go further because I'd like to make sure. So how is your day today? I hope that you're doing fine. So because we are on live, so we cannot control such sorry technical issues. All right, so let me just double check this if they're working. I mean, the music and um, our screen is also working. So here, very good, it's working. So we will continue now with our lesson because everything is uh, working fine. So our objectives for this morning are the following. Number one, define and illustrate different sets. Number two, enumerate the three ways of describing a set. Three, identify subsets of a given set. And number four, define and describe equivalent sets or equal sets, empty sets, universal sets, and cardinality of sets. And our competency for this particular lesson is illustrate well-defined sets, subsets, universal sets, null sets, the cardinality of sets, union and the intersection of sets, and difference of two sets. So also we have a pretest to measure the knowledge that you have. So before proceeding to the lesson proper, let us know your prior knowledge about the topic. There are 15 questions you need to answer, and do not worry if ever you will get low scores in this pretest, since this will not be graded. This will only measure how far you know about the topic. After taking the lesson, you can retake this to know if you understand it. Prepare notebooks and any paper, and good luck. So I will read a question, and please also read on your on your side or sa inyong or nasaan man kayo na nakikinig or um, nagwa-watch ng ating video ngayon. So, question number one, which of the following is a well-defined set? So A, set of happy people, B, the set of good teachers, C, the set of enjoyable subjects, or D, the set of Philippine presidents. Number two, which of the following is an infinite set? A, A, B, C, D, E, B, 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 800, and then C and D. So number three, how many subsets will the set below have? Number four, what do you call a set that contains no element? Number five, what is the cardinality of P equals the set of English names for the months of the year? Six, which of the following is not a subset to the given set? And seven, how would you write the given set below in roster method? Number eight, what is the equivalent set builder form of the given set below? Number nine, which of the following statements below is not correct? 10. What are the elements of the given set below? 11. How many subsets does a set containing 10 elements have? 12. Which of the following statements below is not correct? 13. How would you write the given set below in verbal method? 14. What is the symbol used for the universal set? And 15. What is the cardinality of K equals the set of vowels in an English alphabet? So we're able to answer the questions. If not, do not worry because the next activity will help you better understand the lesson. So lesson one or lesson proper is the introduction to sets and ways to describe a set. Set is one of the most fundamental concepts in mathematics. The set theory, which was developed in the 19th century, is now a common part of mathematics and can be used as a foundation from which nearly all mathematical concepts can be derived. So, sa gikaingon or sa sinasabi dyan na ang set daw ay nadiskubre or sinimulan na gamitin noong 19th century, so matagal na ito. Okay? And ang set ay can be used as a foundation, so magagamit siya as a basis or sa higher na mga mathematics. So our first activity is activity one, identify me. So before I proceed to the lesson proper, let me ask you these questions. So our objective is to identify the given below. So prepare your notebooks and your ball pen. So procedure. A. What comes into your mind when you hear about the following words? So anong mapupunta or anong maiisip niyo kung maririnig niyo ang mga salitang ito? 1. Library. 2. K-pop. 3. Social media. So B, can you think of examples of a group and its members? The first one has been done for you. So there's an example here. So column number one is group's name and column number two is group members. So as you can see, number one is flowers or the group name is flower or flowers. So the members are Gumamela, Kalachuchi, Rose, and Sampaguita. So I need you to write in your notebooks for number two and number three group. So that's very easy. So there are a lot of groups that you can think of. All right. So let's proceed. Our activity number two. Find the objects in the given picture. So if you look closely in the picture in the box, um, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 12 objects or 12 images that you can see inside. So you need to copy and fill the table after this slide and answer the questions. And you can write it in your notebooks. So here is the table. So the first column is the mode of transportation. So that's the example. So we have the ship, the bus, helicopter, airplane, and bicycle. So makikita natin here, here's the car, the bus, the helicopter, the motorcycle, and the airplane, and also have the ship. Okay, for column 2 and column 3, you're going to look for the animals and the fruits. So let me go back to the picture here. So I'll give you 5 seconds to view the picture, or maybe 10 seconds. All right, so do you see it? Do you see the objects according to their group? Okay, so the questions are number one, how many belong to the transportation group? So, as the example shows, we have five. So you have an answer for number one. Number two, how many belong to the animal group? That depends on your answer. And number three, how many belong to the fruits group? Okay, so congratulations if you have answered the columns. So you have grouped them correctly. So in mathematics, a group can also be called a set. So if you understand the concept of the group, then you understand also the concept of the sets. All right. So let's proceed. So for our lesson proper, we are going to know the characteristics of a set first. So a- the set is a collection of or group of objects. So collection meaning a grupo siya or um, yun yung mga bagay na magkapareho sila. So for it is well defined. So well defined meaning that it is possible to determine whether an object belongs to a given set or not. So so alam natin, no, na kung sasabihin natin well-defined, meaning alam natin na yung bagay na yon ay kabilang sa grupo na yon. So examples, a well-defined set of Philippine presidents. So sino ba ang presidente natin ngayon? Alam natin, di ba, si Tatay Digong. So ang kasama niya ng mga president, si ex-President Gloria, ex-President Noynoy Aquino, ex-President Fidel Ramos, and so on. So, if igugrupo natin silang lahat, so we call that a set of Philippine presidents. Okay? So, set of dishes, a set of counting numbers, set of odd numbers. Okay, so yun ang mga well-defined set. We also have the not well-defined. So, sasabihin natin the set of large numbers. So, large numbers, hindi natin alam or hindi tayo sure kung ano yung mga large numbers. And then, second, the set of good writers. So, the set of good writers meaning ay marami sila, no? May mga good writers in fiction, in non-fiction, in literature. So, hindi natin alam sino sila. Okay? And the set of nice people in your class. So, kumbaga, ang not well-defined set is yung hindi tayo sure kung sino yung tinutukoy niya. Okay? So, for example, the set of nice people in your class. So, hindi natin ma-identify sino ba ang mga nice people sa class nyo. Okay? So, yun ang example ng not well-defined set. So, you did great. If you understand, we will write and name a set. Okay, so how to write and name a set? One, a set is represented by a capital letter. So, pag makakita niyo malaking letter A, so actually we can use the alphabets A to Z. So, pag malaki siya, meaning it is a set. Malaki or capital letter siya, it is a set. Elements, ito yung are usually represented by small letters, numbers, words, or representations of the members of a given set. So, hindi siya capital letters, small letters. So, yun ang elements. Or elements meaning siya yung nabibilang sa set na yun. Braces. So, ang braces makikita natin dito. A equals, tapos may brace. Yan. Are used to enclose the elements. So, ito yung lalagyan natin ng ating mga elements ng set. Commas are used to separate the elements. So, for example, small letter A, comma, and then small letter E, comma, and so on and so forth. So, ito yung mukha or ito yung forma ng isang set. Okay, all right. So now you can name and write a set. Okay, very good. So there are three ways to describe a set. First is the roster notation or listing method. So pag sinasabi nating roster notation or listing method is listing each element of the set inside the symbol brace, open brace, and then close brace. Okay? And then each distinct element is listed once, and the order of listing the elements does not matter. Okay, so isa lang siya. Isang beses. So pag sasabihin nating distinct element means unique elements or has no duplicate elements. So hindi nagpauulit-ulit siya. For example, set A equals 1, 2, 3, and 4. B is PHILNES. Letter C, five or sorry, set C rather is 5, 10, 15, and set D is Oppo, Vivo, and Samsung. Okay, so that's the roster or listing method. So ito yung pamamaraan para masulat natin yung ating mga set. Second, the verbal description. So verbal description is a method of describing a set in words. So sasabihin natin ang set sa pamamagitan ng words. Kanina ay nilista natin, ngayon ay sa pamamagitan ng pagsasalita. Okay, so example, set A is the set of counting number less than 5. So set A daw ay ang set ng mga counting numbers less than 5. So yung mga numbers na baba ng or sa baba ng 5. So ano yun? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay? So letter or number 2, the set B is the set of letter in word Philippines. Okay. So yun. Number 3, set C is the set of positive multiples of 5. So yung mga multiples ng 5, alam natin na um, yung mga number na pwedeng ma-divide natin sa 5. Okay? And then set D is the set of mobile phones or brands of mobile phones. Okay, so yung example kanina. So number 3, sa pag-describe ng set, we also have the set builder or the set builder notation or rule method. So a method that lists the rules that determine whether an object is an element of the set rather than the actual elements. So ito yung parang nagde-describe din siya ng set pero in words siya. Okay? At nagbibigay siya ng um, parang description or ito yung uh, ang so the definition of a particular set. So example, we have number 1, A equals, then open brace and then close brace. May nakikita tayong elements sa loob. Ang pagbabasa niyan ay the set of the set of all x's or x's such that x is a counting number less than 5. So yun yung pagbabasa sa kanya. And the vertical bar, yung ito x tapos may isang symbol dito. This is called the vertical bar, and then x. Um, after the first x is translated as such that. So such that ito. Okay, so letter B. So ang pagbabasa niyan is set B equals open close parenthesis is x such that or the set of all x's such that x is the letter in the word Philippines. Okay, and then so on 3 and then 4 example. Okay, so yan. So tatlo na ang pamamaraan natin sa pag-describe ng set. So let's have the activity number 3. So ways to describe a set. So there's a table here that you need to write or you need to copy and then you will write your answer. So there is an example here. Set R is a set whose elements are even positive integers less than 10. So sa set R daw, ay yung mga elements na less than or integers less than 10. So for example, so set builder notation natin, dyan is we have set R equals brace uh, x or set of all x's such that x is an even positive integer less than 10. And then sa roster method, makikita natin that R or set R is equal to brace, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then close brace. So kasi 'di ba sinabi na less than 10. So hindi included ang 10 and then all the numbers less than 10 and even siya. So yung what do you mean by even number? Even number is yung can be divided no into two. So for example, 12 kasama ba siya? Hindi. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. So pwede siyang ma-divide sa 2. So um, we call that as an even number. Okay, so um, ang odd, yun yung mga sa Bisaya pabungkig, no? For example, 3, 5, 7. So yun yung odd number. So because less than 10 siya, so yun na ang number niya, 2, 4, 6, 8. So here, you have to answer what is in number 1 and then number 2. So the example or the set builder notation here is W equals the set W equals uh, all element or all x's such that x is a counting number between 2 and 15. So, nasa loob ng 2 hanggang 15. Alright, so isusulat niya sa Rosser method and also the verbal method. Okay? And then here also the 3, 4, 5, and 6. So please write that in your notebook. Alright, so if you're going to answer that correctly, now you are ready for the next lesson. So we have lesson number 2. So alam na natin anong set, um, ano ang mga elements ng set, paano i-describe ang set. Ngayon naman, we're going to have the kinds of set, notations, and symbols, and how to solve for subsets and the Venn diagram. Okay, so observe closely the following sets. We have number 1, set T is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And set R is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do you know that set T is different from set R? So may kaibahan ba sila? Ano kaya? Have you noticed that there are three dots na may tatlong period? Ibig sabihin ay tinatawag yan siyang ellipses, which means that there are still numbers that follow after 5, such as 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. So ibig sabihin ng dot, marami pa siyang numbers na included. Okay? So to understand more about these kinds of set, let us proceed to the next lesson. So we have to identify ano ang uri ng mga sets. Okay, ito na. First, we have the finite sets. So sets, ang description niya ay sets with a defined number of elements. So defined meaning, alam natin ano yung nasa kanya. A defined number of elements means that this is countable or we can count the number of elements. For example, number 1, set A equals A, B, C, D, E. So alam natin, makakount natin ang elements, no? 5 elements. So number 2, set L, 0, 1, 2, 3. So how many elements? Apat. Okay. So number 2 is infinite set. So una ay finite or finite set or finite set. Number 2 is the infinite set. So the sets with an infinite number of elements. Ano ibig sabihin ng infinite? Meaning ay continuous or hindi natatapos. So infinity, di ba? So yan. An infinite number of elements means that the number of elements cannot be counted. Ibig sabihin, hindi natin kayang i-count lahat dahil marami sila. So the ellipsis, the period, the three periods is written. So it's being added to indicate that there are more elements of the same kind that follows after the last identified element in the set. So example, we have the set V equals 2, 4, 6, 8, and then tatlong period. So ibig sabihin, there are more even numbers that follows after 8. So marami pang mga numbers. So pwedeng 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, and so on. Okay? So ito rin, number 2, h equals uh, all x's such that x is greater than 0. Greater than. Ibig sabihin ay more than 0. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on so forth. Okay? So number 3, joint sets. So ikatatlo na ito. So the sets having at least one common element. So dalawang set sila at may common sila na element sa kanila. For example, set D equals 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, and set E equals 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so makikita natin that the common element of set D and E is 9. So joint set ang tawag sa kanilang dalawa. So number 3, set A equals A, B, C, D, E, and set B is E, E, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. So that is, we have, ano yung mga common elements sa kanila? So the A and the E. Yan. So we have also the disjoint sets. So the disjoint sets are sets having no common element. So dalawang sets sila na walang common sa kanila. Walang pareho sila na element. For example, set W equals A, B, C, D. So alam natin that in set Y, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So alam natin na walang pareho sila, di ba? Because set W are all letters, while set Y are all numbers. So there are no common elements. So number 2, we have set C, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, and set D, 1, 3, 5, 7. So alam natin that set C are the set of numbers or even numbers. And set D is the set of odd numbers. So next topic is coming. So we have the symbols and notations that we are going to use in the set. So makita natin may parang letter E. So this is the element means that it belongs to the given set or member of a set. For example, set A equals yan. So we know that 5 belongs or is an element of A. Yan. So ito yung pagbabasa sa kanya. 5 is an element of A. And then itong E tapos may slash siya, meaning not an element. So here in set A, 5, 10, 15, 20, we know that 8 is not an element of A and 7 is also not an element of A. So A, for example, ito, so ang pagbasa sa kanya is A is not an element of A. So small a is not an element of this capital letter A. So, itong N, tapos open and close parenthesis, may A siya sa loob. Pag makikita niyo ito, ibig sabihin yan, it is the cardinality of A. So, ibig sabihin ng cardinality, ito yung number of elements in the set. So, ilan ba yung mga elements sa loob ng set na yun? For example, set A. We have small a, e, I, O, and U. So, the cardinality, pag makita ito na symbol, cardinality yan is equal to 5. Alam natin that this set has 5 elements. So, pagbasa sa kanya, the cardinality of set A is 5. Alright, so ito is equivalent na symbol, equivalent set. So, two sets that contain the same number of elements. So, dalawang set siya, though magkaiba silang elements, pero pareho sila ng number of elements or ang cardinality nila ay pareho. So for example, we have ito, apat. Set A is equal to set B. Kasi pareho sila ng number of elements. Yun. Then, equal sets, o equivalent and equal. So, for example, ang equal set ay two sets that contain the same elements. So, may ito, letters, set C is equal to or contains the elements A, E, I, O, and U. And set B contains the elements E, O, I, U, A. So, equivalent is yung number yun siya. Pag sabihin natin equal set is pareho silang elements na nasa loob. Okay? So, therefore, set C is equal to set B. So, pag sinabi natin equivalent set, meaning ang number ng elements ay pareho. While sa equal sets ay magkapareho yung actual element nila. So makita niyo dito, di ba? Sa equivalent set, si set A is 1, 2, 3, 4, tsaka set B is MATH. So, hindi pareho ang mga elements nila, pero pareho sila ng number. Sinatawag natin yung equivalent set. Sa equal set naman, ay parehong-pareho talaga. Though, hindi siya na-arrange ng pareho sa C, pero ang mga elements ng C ay nasa elements din ng D. So it means those two sets are equal sets. Okay? Ayan. So we have more symbols here. So subset. So ang subset is every element in A is also an element in B. So here makikita natin that this element contains also the same element here. So if A is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, and B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then A is a subset of B. So makita natin si 2 ay nandito at saka si 4. And alam natin that pag may mga ellipses is marami pang mga number o marami pang elements ang nandyan. So it is an infinite set. So how to read? A is a subset of B. Yan. And then, pag ang itong symbol nito ay may slash, ibig sabihin it's not a subset. Set A does not belong to set B. So for example, set A 2, 4, 6, 8 and set B is 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Then A is not a subset of B dahil alam natin na walang number na nasa A nang nasa B. So therefore, it is not a subset. Okay, A is not a subset of B. And then here, this symbol is the proper subset. So there is one element in B not included in A. So at least one, may isang element, kahit na isa lang ang wala sa another element. For example, set A is equal to ABC and set B is ABCD. So alin ang naiiba? Alam natin that in set A, tatlong element, in set B, apat siya. And then, ang letter D ay wala sa element or sa set A. So A is not a is a proper is a proper subset of B. So ah so ibig sabihin na pareho sila ng set sana or ng element pero may isa na hindi. So we can call that a proper subset pa rin kahit na meron silang isa na hindi kabilang. Okay, so another is this symbol na may slash, it's not proper subset. The elements in C are equal to the elements in B. So, equal meaning magkapareho sila ng elements. Diba? So, hindi equivalent kasi equivalent is ang number yon. So, for example, ang equal is magkapareho sila. All elements in D are also elements in C. So, set C is not a proper subset of B. Okay, so yon. And then next is the empty or null set. So a set with no element. So ang set na yan ay walang laman. So M is equal to brace, open brace and then close brace. Makita natin na wala siyang laman. So it is an empty. Ibig sabihin ng empty ay walang laman. So an empty or a null set ang tawag sa kanya. And then U is the universal set, the set of all possible elements of any set. So U, pag makita natin ang symbol na U, ibig sabihin lahat ng mga elements na posibleng nandyan sa loob ng isang set. So alam na natin no, ang madali lang ang mga notations and symbols ng ating mga set. Okay? So we will now go to the Venn diagram. Okay. But first, let us know how to solve for the subsets. So the given, ito yung problem niya. Given set M is equal to X or the elements X and Y. So write the complete list of subsets. So note that set M has two elements. We have the cardinality of M. So pagbasa sa kanya, di ba? Cardinality of M is equal to 2. So alam natin dalawa. So sa 0 at a time, meaning walang laman, isa. And then, uh, so an empty or null set, and then one at a time, so element x and element y, and two at a time, x and y. So every set is a subset of itself. So ang every set daw ay subset ng kanyang sarili. So lahat ng empty set din ay subset ng lahat ng set. So the complete list of subsets, the list of subsets are an empty set, elements x and y, and then X and Y. So um, isang grupo yon. So ang X isang grupo, and then Y isang grupo, and then yung dalawa. So there are four subsets in a given set N. So yun. So yun ang paano natin malaman ilang subset ba ang nasa loob ng isang set. Okay? So, let's try another example. Cute ko dyan, no? May picture ako. So, that's a cartoon. Nakita niyo kanina. So, actually, me, but it's not me. It's the thin version of me. So, joke lang. So, let's go now to the given set F is equal to the elements 1, 2, and 3. So, write the complete subsets. Note that set F has three elements. So, tatlong elements na. So, the cardinality of F is equal to 3. So, may empty set siya. May empty set, rather, for null set. And then, yung 1, 2, and 3. And then, 2 at a time. So, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, and 2 and 3. And then, 3 at a time. 1, 2, and 3. So, ilang subset pa ang nasa loob ng set na yan? We have 8. Okay, so here, we have the null or the empty set, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So there are 8 subsets of the given set F, 1, 2, and 3. So do you see the pattern now? Okay. So, may easy way para malaman natin agad ang number of subsets in a particular set. For example, the subset or ito yung paano. The subset of a given set can be solved using the formula 2 raised to the power of n, where n is the number of elements in a given set. So 2 siya palagi. Okay? 2 yung base natin, and then yung exponent natin ay n, meaning ang number ng elements sa loob ng set. For example, si set ay may tatlong element. So therefore, using the formula, 2 to the power of n equals 2 to the power of 3 kasi yung 3, ito yung number of elements. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, meaning 8 yung subsets niya. So pag 4 naman ang number of elements, so 2 to the 4th power is equal to 16. And pag 5 ang elements, 2 to the power of 5 is 32. Kasi ba ang dali? So yun. Yun ang pamamaraan or another way para mas mapadali yung ating um, pag-answer kung ilang subset ang nasa loob ng set. Okay? So, and here we have the Venn diagram. What is the meaning? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng Venn diagram? So, these are diagrams that can make use of geometric shapes to show relationship between sets. So, gumagamit tayo ng mga symbol or ng mga geometric shape. Ano ba yung mga geometric shape? We have the circle, we have uh, the uh, pentagon, and then we have the rectangle. So, explanation niya, all elements in A and B are contained in the universal set. So, si U, etong si U, lahat ng nasa loob nito ay kabilang sa universal set. It is very useful in showing the relationship between sets. So, yung relasyon, ano yung relasyon? Ano what you're thinking. So, yung relasyon, ibig sabihin, ano ba yung kaugnayan niya? No? Sa symbol na yan, ano bang kaugnayan niya sa next symbol? Advertisement. Okay, so we have activity number 4, the finite or infinite, finite or infinite set notations and symbols, cardinality of set and subsets. So this exercise is divided into 3 parts. So write the answer in your notebook. Number 1 or part 1. State whether the given set is finite or infinite So the first one is done for you. For example, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then dot 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 20. So finite siya. Ibig sabihin, though may ellipsis siya, pero meron siyang last number na 20. So ibig sabihin, may mga numbers pa dito between this 8 and 20. Pero nag-end siya. Meron siyang last number. Okay? And then, ito yung other numbers na answeran nyo. And then number two, part two, supply the appropriate set notation and symbol to make the statements correct. Choose from the given choices besides the given. The first one is done for you. So here, so supply the set notation and symbol. So ano ba yung mga symbol na dapat sa kanya? So ito yung mga possible answers. So for example, set this set contains elements O, N, and E, and then blank. So we have uh, NEO, another set. So ano bang nandito? Okay? So alam ko, kaya-kaya niyo yan. And then part 3, we have the identify and the cardinality of the given set below and list its subsets. So may example tayo. So M equals 1 and 2, the elements 1 and 2. Cardinality of set M is equal to 2. And then subset 2 to the power of N is equal to 2 to the power of 2, meaning 4, kasi kanyang, dalawa ang kanyang number of elements. So, kung kaya nito. Okay? Yan. And then, ito yung ating final activity, activity number 5. So, complete the following sentence. So, may mga blank dyan. Okay, at a-answeran nyo. So, yung nasabi ng answer, para malaman niyo or matetest niyo yung sarili niyo kung alam niyo ba ang mga sagot dyan or kung na-learn niyo ba ang naka-learn ba kayo sa ating method. Okay? Pwede niyong balikan, i-review ninyo yung ating lesson so that maka-answer kayo dyan. So, ilalagay niyo sa notebook. Okay? So, excellent pag na-answer niyo lahat ng tama. Pero kung hindi naman, huwag kayong mag-alala kasi pwede niyong balikan yung lesson nito. Okay? So, ito pa yung activity number 6, meron pa pala. So, ayan. So, can you read the instruction and then answer it according to the instruction. Okay? So, forward lang natin. So, we have the final assessment. So, ito yung parang lesson, parang chapter test. So, it's not a chapter kasi it's a lesson lang. So, both lesson 1 and 2. So, may mga questions dito. Ipa-flash ko lang. Pwede niyo yung i-review ulit mamaya. Okay? Yan. Number 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, huwag kayong makabahala na masyadong mabilis yung aking pag-flash ng questions because you can review it, balikan nyo, and then you pause. Yan. So, balik ko ulit. Have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so for activity 7, interview people and please follow the instruction. Okay, so then we have also the 3 questions sa baba. Okay, congratulations, you finished the lesson 1 and 2. Did you learn from the topic? What are the questions you have regarding the lesson? Feel free to review and watch the video again to be able to fully understand it. If you have some doubts, you may contact me and can also find helpful information in the internet. Thank you and God bless. So we have I have here my contact number and my email address. Okay? So thank you so much for listening and I hope you understand our lesson. Okay? That's it. All right. So, na-understand ba natin ang topic? So, magaling. So I think that will be all for this morning. So sana ay naintindihan ang topic natin. At kung may mga questions man kayo, you can ask me, you can text me, or you can directly message me in my Facebook account. Okay? So thank you so much and good morning.